welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we're going to get started. I'm going to try to get this whole wedding ceremony up here. And I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to jump up, and get down. I don't know if y'all know that song, but I'm going to have to jump around because I just want to share with you a little bit more and remind you of some of the stuff that was said throughout the Holy Megillah when we talk about this wedding between Yahshua and Miriam, because in the Holy Megillah, it says the wedding of the Lord Christ and the Lady Christ is the celebration of the success of the Essene order of the Immaculate Conception. As I mentioned in the last video, that the parentage of Joseph was erased and hidden because there was an agenda. They did not want us to know about this order of the Immaculate Conception. But if you follow it, like I said, it shows you that both Yahshua and Miriam were the 7th generation of that Essene order, and then they had a child, and he was the 8th. And now I'm going to take you to the Holy Megillah, chapter 15. They're telling Zabdiel that we have seen the plan of satanic intervention in this world, and we will counter that plan. This is the Lord and the lady both speaking to Zabdiel. They said, and we will counter that plan with divine intervention, even the incarnation of the Lord and Lady. And that incarnation will not be a vision of the Lord and Lady. Lo, we will wear human flesh. For Lucifer shall enter the stream of human seed in this world, and that intervention will be countered by being born as humans and dying as humans. We will purify the between lives regions that Satan will pollute. And because Lucifer will father a child in order to pollute the human seed with his tendencies, the Lord and the Lady likewise will make a baby to bless the human bloodstream with our tendencies. It says, this is verse 324 of chapter 15, the Holy Megillah, Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way. It's the Old Testament I'm reading from. And it says, this infusion of our tendencies will not be extreme, for we desire not to hinder free will, but desire to preserve free will by balancing the Luciferian infusion. It says, yea, our child shall be the cup of our presence, filled with the wine of our blood, and his seed will be fruitful and will counter the satanic seed. Thus will the sacred choice be preserved, that each man and woman be free to choose good or evil. And after his lifetime as a man, our holy child shall become the walker between worlds, for he will lead the hidden arm of our church, moving freely between earth and El Cush. Wherefore, he will be called by those of earth El Cushite, the hidden power of Elohim. But his birth name given by the Lord and Lady shall be Kabaya, for he is the cup of our presence. Okay, so that was from the Old Testament out of the Holy Megillah, and I just wanted to read that because it says that the wedding of the Lord Christ and the Lady Christ is the celebration of the success of the Essene order of the Immaculate Conception. So you definitely want to know what that order was, okay? So we might be hearing about this wedding thinking that it was just, a normal wedding, but this was a celebration of the success. And look on my channel for the order of the Immaculate Conception. You'll get more details. And not only that, get your copy so you can read about it, because I'm not covering everything. I don't have that much time. I'm just taking little bits and pieces. Here we are, chapter 43, Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way. We're at verse 382. I did skip somebody that was talking about some stuff, so you better get your copy. But this is the wedding ritual of the Lord and the Lady. The elder women of Gan Shalom gifted Miriam with a dress made of Nasarean hemp dyed green like the forest. In her eyes, love shone brightly. On Miriam's head was a crown of flowers made by Rose the Yaira. Her feet were bare, that she might better feel the heartbeat of the Mother Earth. Her long hair was braided and scented with lavender. Around her neck she wore a pendant made of wood with an image of the tree of life. Yahshua also wore a tree of life pendant, and his hemp robe was also dyed green, and his head was also crowned with a wreath of flowers, and his crown was made by Peri the Magi. Like Miriam, Yahshua stood barefoot, and like Miriam, his eyes shone with love. They spoke the wedding vows that came from their hearts to their lips in the now. And they ate from one bread, feeding one another, and they drank from one cup. And they were encircled by the Majid and the Yahira with a cord of 3 colors, blue, red, and white. And they were recognized by humankind as what they already were and are, husband and wife, now and forever in Yah. Amen. The celebration after the wedding ritual of the Lord and Lady, the dancing and music began in celebration of the wedding. For lo, the wedding of the Lord Christ and the Lady Christ is the celebration of the success of the Essene order of the Immaculate Conception. The music of Lighten Up was enlightening and great for dancing. After the dancing, there was food and wine around a warm fire. Then Yahshua fulfilled his promise made earlier that by the fire he would share stories about Joseph. Those 3 stories now follow. Yahshua's first story about Joseph. Yahshua said to his wedding guests around the fire, "When I was a small boy, I was playing in a field. I smelled smoke and realized that an unnatural wind was blowing a fire towards me from all 4 directions at once. I was in that instance encircled by ensorcelled flames, intent on burning my body to ash. Yea, it was dark. It was the dark intent of an evil wizard to end my incarnation prematurely. Behold, I smelled that the fire was not natural, but was the result of a dark spell cast by a dark wizard. Before the fire could touch me, a giant bird, a phoenix larger than any other on this world, flew down from above with Joseph on his back. Joseph grabbed me and pulled me onto the phoenix as we flew to safety. I said to Joseph, 'Father, how did you know that I was being attacked?' He replied, 'I trusted my intuition.' I said, 'Father, how did the giant phoenix know to come and help?' Joseph replied, 'Ask the phoenix.' And so I asked the phoenix, and he too replied, 'I trusted my intuition. Wherefore I say to all who have ears to hear, trust your intuition.' I trust my intuition that Joseph is exactly where he should be. As to why, in other times of need, like when Negoah was attacked and Joseph was killed, no phoenix appeared, I intuit the answer is as follows. How many of you have ever sat by a pool of water and seeing a drowning bug rescued it? Everyone raised a hand. And then Yahshua continued speaking. Now consider how many times similar bugs have drowned because no great being happened to be sitting beside the pool to save them. You see, sometimes a rescue depends on there being a rescuer in the vicinity. Wherefore, in the case of the attack on Negoah, Joseph was her rescuer, but seems to have lost his own life. But I ask you to carefully consider that apparent reality in the light of Negoah's prophecy on the future of Joseph. So, in the video before this one, Negoah gave a prophecy of Joseph, and I kind of ended the video on it. The prophecy of Negoah was that Joseph would become the spirit of a living son, S-U-N, and that all he's going to have to do is smile. And the countless beings in his orbit will call that sunlight, Joseph's smile. So that is amazing, but you have to think about this whole entire order of Immaculate Conception. Joseph was the 6th generation of the order of the Immaculate Conception. So we heard all these stories about Joseph and becoming an ant and becoming a hummingbird, but you got to remember now, it said that when you follow the disciplines of the order of the Immaculate Conception, you can attract highly advanced souls. So it's funny, but we heard Perry call Joseph an ancient wise old soul, or ancient wise soul Joseph. That's how he called him, ancient wise soul Joseph. Next, this is what Yahshua says. I ask you to carefully consider that apparent reality in the light of Negoah's prophecy of the future of Joseph. He says, ask yourself, did Joseph lose his life, or did he advance to even greater life? Clearly, he has advanced to greater life. Just imagine, he will be a star. Even so, I give thanks that in this story I shared, of Phoenix was in the neighborhood. Otherwise, I might not be here for my own wedding. So here's a second story of Yahshua about his father Joseph. He said, Yahshua said to his wedding guests, when I was 9, Joseph and I sat beneath the stars one night beside a fire like we do now. Gazing at the stars, Joseph said, Yahshua, look at the stars of the heavens. Each star is a spark of the one universal body of stars, which is all stars. By communing with our star Shemesh, we are communing with that universal body that consists of all stars. So spoke my father Joseph. Wherefore I say, commune by day with the sun, Shemesh, and at night commune with the sisters and brothers of Shemesh. When you commune with the stars, you commune with the saints, for the stars are great lights indeed. They have earned their positions in the heavens. Now we got one more story of Yahshua, but I wanted to just jump over here to this Stellarium program to show you that when you click on the, like I said, the planet, you could click on anyone you want. Jupiter, you look over to the side and it'll tell you like Jupiter is in Aries right now. Okay, and the moon is in Taurus. It's November 26th where I'm at. I'm in the East Coast. I can speed the clock up to show you when it's going to be full. It's going to be full at 3 o'clock in the morning. So over here, it'll tell you the moon age. Let me see if I can pull it to where it's nice and dark. Okay, so right here, this is the moon age. It's a waxing gibbous at 3 in the morning. I want to get it to the exact minute. So at 3:19 a.m. on November 27th, East Coast time is when it's full moon. And it only, according to the Stellarium program, stays full for 2 hours. By 5:19 in the morning, it's waning. It's a waning gibbous again. So look into this program, guys, because what we're learning in this Holy Megilla is that this is Yahshua's second story about his father Joseph. And he said, so spoke my father Joseph. Wherefore I say, commune by day with the sun, Shemesh. That's the name of our sun in this world. And then it says, and at night, commune with the sisters and brothers of Shemesh. When you commune with the stars, you commune with the saints. For the stars are great lights indeed. They have earned their positions in the heavens. So that's another reason probably why for the Gregorian calendar and all of the messing that they've done and the flipping that they've done is so that we don't know the actual positions of these luminaries and these stars and these great lights. I thought I was going to finish the whole wedding one with this video, but it looks like I'm going to have to do the wedding part 2 because I still got one more story of Joseph, and then we have a letter from Gowanija man before the conclusion of the wedding night. You guys enjoy this, and I'll be back soon ASAP. And welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for all your love and comments and everything. And I'll be back with some more real soon.